What's up, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Do you remember how a couple of days ago Teen Mom OG star Catelyn went to the press, sold a clickbait story and probably the interview as well, accusing her co-stars of neglecting to be there for her when she suffered her second miscarriage, in particular Maci Bookout and Amber Portwood? Well, the two of them have spoken with Hollywood Life exclusively to set the record straight about Kate's claims, and you might actually be surprised about who did reach out to her during this hard time. It was actually Amber who reached out to Catelyn privately, and she really wanted to let it be known. In fact, when she heard about Catelyn criticizing her in the press, she told Hollywood Life, listen, I contacted Catelyn privately to remind her, listen, I was there for you when this happened. Like, did you forget? She said, and I quote, I talked to Catelyn a couple of days ago. We texted and I said, hey, you know, we did talk about this personally on the phone. And this was a couple of months ago when she told me the news, and I guess she forgot that she had told me by the time she revealed it publicly. So if you guys want to ask her to confirm or anything like that, go ahead and ask her and she can tell you, because I did know and I did reach out to her. So when she tells the interviewer from Hollywood Life to go reach out to Catelyn to get confirmation that, you know, she was, I don't want to say lying, but like she misspoke about Amber not reaching out to her, she's like, listen, Catelyn does know. I told Catelyn that she must have forgotten, and she said, oh yeah, I'm so sorry. Yes, I do remember. And of course, I felt horrible for her. This was such a terrible thing to go through, and I was hurt that she said what she said, but it's not really about me in that sense. And I thought that that was quite big of Amber, right? Like Amber of all people being like, on one hand, I'm upset that she is publicly kind of smearing my name. Not that there's much, you know, clear space on it left to smear, but she's smearing, you know, the little bit of it that's left. But on the other hand, she's going through something so tragic that I don't even want to make it about myself at this point. One thing I really want to point out, though, is that it's quite interesting that Catelyn was comfortable publicly chastising her so-called friends, but now we're finding out on the record that she was mistaken about one of them in particular, and she still has yet to publicly acknowledge that Amber had reached out to her privately when she was going through the situation. So even though Amber says that she doesn't want to make it about herself, she actually does continue to say, yeah, and I quote, but yes, we talked about it and it kind of hurt me, to be honest. But that doesn't mean that there are any hard feelings between the two of them. Amber says, listen, we've been doing this for about 12 years together, so it's going to take a lot more than like a simple oversight or a misspeak for us to completely fall out at this point. Now, when it comes to Macy and why she did not reach out in particular, she actually fell into the category of one of my conspiracy theories, which was that, listen, these girls get spoken about on a daily basis, on like an hourly basis. So at a certain point, I'm sure that they just, you know, decided to start filtering out any headlines or like tweets or anything, articles with the words Teen Mom or like their own names, or probably even their cast members' names as well. And that's why it would have fallen through the cracks. Remember, Macy is also said to be suffering from PTSD from witnessing a shooting where someone passed away in a gas station that she was at. Her car was used as the shield for the police officer in the shootout as well. So it's very easy to think that, you know, she probably wasn't perusing Twitter at this difficult time in her own life. So Macy actually said, and I quote, to double on what Amber said, honestly, I don't look at social media or like read any of the press about us. So to be honest with you, I had absolutely no idea that it happened. And honestly, if I had known like Amber, I would have reached out to her about it, supported her, and been there for her. I felt terrible hearing about it and then realizing it happened, and I couldn't be there to support or talk to her after it happened. And a lot of you guys pointed this out in my comment section in the original video, which is that Macy has consistently been there for Catelyn. In fact, she flew down to Arizona at a certain point when Catelyn was on her, I don't know if it was the second or the third rehab stint, but she was there for her emotionally, and they both did kind of bond over suffering from miscarriages at the same time. And so it truly wasn't fair of her to put this out there about people. You know, now come to find out it was a lie about one of them, and the other one was not even reading the headlines, which is the healthiest thing to be doing. And you know what it actually does is it confirms all of our suspicions, which is that Catelyn never personally reached out to these people with the news in the first place for her to even expect for anyone to comfort her. Like, she just put it out there in her clickbait, and then she expected all of these people to be reading the clickbait or something and then reach out to her at that point. So Macy did not know because Catelyn did not personally tell her. And so I don't know, I feel like that's pretty freaking SHITTY to do to your friends. How close are they really at the end of the day is what I'm kind of wondering here. Guys, what do you think about the situation? Finding out that Amber did actually reach out to Catelyn, but Catelyn misspoke about that. And number two, that Macy just doesn't read teen mom headlines. Is that not understandable? And I'm also curious, how do you feel about Catelyn not yet publicly backtracking her comments towards Amber in particular, and maybe even Macy as well at this point, now knowing that she just doesn't read these kinds of headlines? Make sure to let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below, and as usual, we'll chat. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.